So, the first one we're going to be looking at is flying machines. Now, you've probably seen flying machines tons of places, but here are the simple ways to make a horizontal and vertical flying machine and how to activate them without having to do some weird stuff. To make a horizontal flying machine, you'll need 2 observers, 2 slime blocks, and 2 sticky pistons. Now, you see this little setup right here. You need a piston facing into a slime block with an observer facing this way on it. Now we just copy that exact thing to the other side, as you can see here, and we have a flying machine. To activate this, you're going to update. We're doing this with bopping it with the piston. So if you want it to go this way, you activate the observer on the back. If you want it to go this way, you activate that observer. Now, so we're going to activate this observer. As you can see, it pushes and pulls itself, defying the laws of gravity and everything about life, and flies in the opposite direction. I guess I do have floating inputs. I guess I'm in a game of blocks. What am I talking about? And so, to push it in the opposite direction, as we said, we update this observer, not that one. And it goes off on its merry way. The reason this obsidian is here is this flying machine will not stop unless there's an immovable object or 12 normal blocks in its way. Now, to make a vertical one, you need 2 extra slime. You can copy this little configuration right here. To activate this, you're going to, if you want to go up, activate this bottom observer. If you want to go down, activate the top. So we're going to do that with the piston. We're going to do that with the piston. And see, it goes up, pushing and pulling, like the other one. And if we want it to go down, we update this observer, and it goes down. Now, why would you want to use these? Let's say you have a house. It's a nice house, but it has floors, and you don't want to walk up nasty stairs. You get yourself a redstone flying machine elevator. You can see this unit right here was used down here. So we have this right here. Don't mind these blocks, just focus on these 8 right here. You can see that's exactly the same as there. This block is added to stop the flying machine, and these are for the floor. So you see we've just attached more blocks onto the flying machine with slime. Now if you want to go up, you just activate the bottom observer, and we're doing that by a big little loop here, and it updates it with the piston. So let's say you want to go up, you stand on here, you flick the lever, and you indeed go up. Now that we're up and we want to go down, how do we do that? By just giving them a 1-tick pulse instead of updating the observer, which we can't do as it's staring into a block. So as we can see, nice flush floor, and when we flick this, we go down. Nice and simple, isn't it? Yeah, these get pretty complicated. If you want more in-depth video, go check out more on YouTube about redstone flying machines and elevators. The second contraption in today's video is the auto crafter. Now this is if you have, let's say, an iron farm, and that iron farm produces iron ingots, but you want it to do iron blocks. This right here will make that into iron blocks. It will put iron ingots into here and make sure all 9 slots are filled before it fires. Now how do we do this? We have a comparator here detecting how much items is in here. As you see here, there is another comparator firing a 9 signal strength into the side of this, which means this will only activate when there is a signal strength of 9 coming from here, which means this has to be all the way full. Once that fires, this does, and it activates the crafter. So let's see that in action. Now here's your super productive iron farm. And as you can see, it fills up and activates. Fills up and activates. And you can see it's shooting out blocks of iron from the ingots. But this is a little clunky. What if you want multiple crafters all next to each other. You can do that. What this does is it detects when there is 9 items in here, or whatever you want it to be. This setup is preferably with 9 items, otherwise it may not work as you want it to. Let's say you want to craft iron in here, you want to craft gold blocks in here, and you want to craft coal blocks in here. What this does is these are all set to 8, which means this redstone line right here will always be 8. Now, when this updates and gets to 9, this observer will override this 8 and make it 9. This dude will be seeing that and will be like, oh shoot, it's 9. Spit out this dude. He will come here and activate this, and then it will fire, emptying, go back to 8. This will update, pull this, and it will go back to here. Pretty simple, yet pretty effective. So let's see that in action. So there is only one downside to the system, is that these crafters right here actually have to be pointing downwards, so you can feed hoppers into them from this side. And that is how you would normally input items into this. So it is smaller, you can put them together, but it does have some downsides. Now, why would you want to use an auto crafter? Like I gave an example earlier, let's say you have Good Farm. Now, this Good Farm is producing tons of iron. And the iron goes in here. This system right here, which you've seen, it turns those iron bars into iron blocks and puts that in your storage system. Super useful. I don't even have to do anything. You already saw me use that over there. The third contraption that we're going to be looking at is the instant repeater. Now this is where stuff gets to be a little confusing. Those ones are in the hard area, but they are understandable. This is starting to go into the area of 0 ticks. How this works is a normal repeater like so has a 1 tick delay. It goes up to 4, but it only goes down to 1. Let's say you don't want that one. You want a 0 delay repeater. Now this is it right here. You can see that we have the input right here to this block, a piston on top, a redstone block facing that way, and to a piston that's facing this block. Now this is the output right here, and you can see that as we flick this lever, it's going to go here, trigger the system, and go here instantly. You can see that? So what's happening here is this is quasi-connectivity this right now, but it's not actually powered, but it thinks it's powered by this. So what's happening is this right here powers this piston, and as soon as this moves, this dude realizes, oh wait, I'm not powered. So it retracts in the same game tick. So this gets powered and depowered in the exact same game tick, causing it to instantly push this block of redstone to here. Now on the retraction, we're just using the fact that pistons start retracting instantly. So you can see when it activates, instantly moves across, but then this is actually powered and it pushes here, and you can see this redstone line is powering this, but then as soon as this depowers, this pulls back, and it pulls back instantly, which means that this line is instant. You can see that right here. And this piston resets thinking it's powered again, and you can use it over and over. Now why would we want to use an instant repeater? They are super useful for long distance travel where you want things to happen instantly. Let's say this line goes on thousands of blocks, and this one also goes on thousands of blocks, but this one uses normal, lazy, slow 1 tick repeaters. This one uses instant repeaters. Let's see who will do it first. What do you know? The instant one is instant. So as you can see, we've actually chained 2 units together, and you can do this as long as you want. As soon as this line gets to 15, you can just add another repeater, and 15 more blocks, add another repeater, and it keeps going. Now the final one here, why is there a 3x3 door? The last contraption that Redstoners need to know is not a 3x3 door. Well, it sort of is. It's the bottom part. Now, a 3x3 door is harder than a 2x2 for many reasons. For one, it's bigger, but for two, all of these blocks right here can be easily pulled by pistons. However, when you get the 3x3, there's just this block in the center that that's not seen from the outside, so it can't be pulled by a piston. Now, how do we get these two blocks right here to be here, and then back from here to here? Now, this little contraption right here, it is 1 wide. This is the source right here. You just need to update these observers. You can build this anywhere, and this works for the bottom half of the 3x3 door, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, if we update this right here, you can see it goes up and up, and so it moves from horizontal right here to vertical there, and back again. Now, how this works is we have a double piston extender. This one fires right here, pushing this block up, and then this one fires right here, pushing this block here, and then this dude fires right here, pushing this piston, pushing these two blocks up. And then on the retraction, this fires right here, pulls it down, then this fires, pulls it back, and then this double piston fires. So this one goes, pushes this here, this one fires through this, pulls this down, this pulls down, and then it pulls down again. So let's see this in slow motion. Pushes up, pushes over, and this one down here pushes up, and we've got a retraction. Now, the reason the double piston doesn't fire on the opening is it needs the block to be here for the double piston to work. But if we already pushed it up, then the double piston doesn't fire. But on the retraction, this goes here, then here, and now the double piston can work since the block is there. So let's see that in action. So you can see it pulls it down, pulls it across, and then we go fires here, fires this block which just got there, and it pulls it down with the power of quasi-connectivity. Now, let's see a redstone contraption, or more specifically a redstone door that uses this. So we can see this exact contraption right here, as we can over there, and we just hooked all the other pistons to this line. So we can see we power this and depower it. We have a nice, simple, 1 wide, easy 3x3 piston door. That's it for today's video. If you haven't seen the previous 2 videos, go check those out, and I hope to see you in the next episode.